Exiting the pits would normally be controlled by a pit lane marshal who would let you know when to leave safely. Stay on the right hand side all the way down into turn 1. Hug the corner all the way around on your first exit. Now look for the extended tarmac there on your right. Use a bit of that and cut across to the apex on turn 2 using all the road on the exit. Now we're heading into turn 3, which is really 2 corners. First one here is much faster. You can tap on the brakes on the way in and tap them again here, turning in where the tarmac joins there. Now we're coming up a bit against a bit of traffic here. We'll have to be careful to see that they recognize we're coming. We're into turn 4 here now. Using all the track to give us a better line on the exit. Let's see if they've seen us coming. Yes, there's the indicator so we can overtake. Heading down now to turn 5, which is commonly known as Parabolica. Turn in, normal apex, let the car run out all the way to the outside of the corner. The end of the curbing there is a good clipping point, and there's the indicator they've seen us again, so we'll overtake. Into Daly's Drift here as we head down into Tarzan, which is 7A and 7B. It's a late turn in here. Avoid this curb, it can be very high. Use all the track out to the curbing again. Again, a normal apex and let the car run wide. They've seen us, there's the indicator we can overtake. We're heading up now to the S's. Stay left. This is a late turn in with a very late apex. Clipping the curbing there at the end and then turning over into the second part to get an apex and let the car use all the track. Hard on the brakes here now. Turning in for another late apex and on the power let the car run all the way out to the outside there at the end of the curbing. Into paddock now, which is a quick corner, so dab on the brakes, turn in and take the curbing on the left hand side and let it run out to the outside. Coming up to the final turn, turn 12 on Dunlop. Just see the extension of the concrete there, that's a good turn-in point. There's the apex and all the way out to the curbing at the end here again. Then let the car drift across using all the straight. Check for cars behind, good opportunity to let people pass. Then turn over to the left hand side for braking and then a very late turn in all the way to the end of that bit of tarmac and apex at the very end there and back across to the right hand side to use the extended bit of tarmac, and again we go for another lap using all the track. That's a corner not to take a chance on. There's no leeway if something goes wrong. Braking here around the 100 and turn in around the 50. Avoid this curb because it's a bit high. It'll unsettle the car enormously. See that tree on the left? That's a good line on the approach in and a late apex. Use the curb all the way out to the left here and back over to the right hand side. Now attempt to get the car straight here for braking. The pedestrian bridge in the distance is a good line. A late turn in here and then clip the apex on the second part of the curbing here and let the car run all the way out to use the full track on the exit. Coming down here is very, very fast. Get on the brakes early, let the car settle, straighten it up and turn in at the 50. Don't use that curb, but let the car run all the way out to the outside, and the end of the curbing here is a good exit point. Bring the car back over into the center of the track and line yourself up for here for the crest, which you want to be conscious of for braking because it's downhill. A late turn in, don't go near that curb either, it's very high. Use that curb and you can slightly clip this one, but don't take a chance on this corner either. There is no room for errors or mistakes on that. Up to the S's, braking, late turn in, over to the curb, stay right, bring it back. Some of this curb can be used, and again all the way out. Braking again hard, looking for the exit point, a late apex again here, let it run all the way out. Paddock now is a fast corner, a dab on the brakes required here, take the apex. Again on this corner, do not take a chance, there's very little room. Uphill, on the brakes, look for that bit of extended concrete there, turn right, take the apex and use all the track on the exit. Let the car drift back over to the other side alongside the pit wall. Check the mirrors, have a look, is there anything coming faster? Let them go if there is, and then back over to the left hand side, already being on the brakes. right down into the corner, late turn in, looking for your exit point of the car, drift to the middle and back again. And away we go for another lap. Normal apex, use all the track, no need to use that curbing, it can be a bit rough. Quite quick down here now, dab on the brakes, maybe a down change, steer clear of that curb, look for the big tree, there it is, inline braking, turn in. Late apex again, all the track on the exit, and down here again, and we've come across another car. So we settle back and take it easy, and we're sure that they see us. We're staying wide here to give ourselves a far better run out of the corner, open up the exit, take the apex. Now check for the indicator, did they see us? There it is, now we can take them. Along down the left hand side of this, straight, and on the brakes again hard, at the 50-meter mark, turn in. Apex, let the car run out. You could short shift here, go up a gear if necessary, and let the car run again back into the middle of the track. Over the crest, on the brakes, hard on the brakes at this point, a very late turn in, steer clear of that curb, utilize that one if need be, and you can clip this one too, but don't take any chances on that corner. There is no leeway absolutely at all. Up to the S's, hard on the brakes, turn in, very late apex. I usually short shift here and then through the normal apex here out to the exit again. On the brakes, looking over for the exit, turn in for a late apex, run out, use all the track. Down here to paddock once more, on the brakes, turn in, you can use some of that curb, but don't use too much of the curb on the exit. Look for your braking point, the marshal post there is a good marker, but you'll be on the brakes earlier than that. A late turn in. I missed the apex slightly there. Reuse all the track on the exit, and away we go again. Over to the right hand side of the straight. Check the mirrors, is anybody there? And then over to the left again, back into turn one for a very late turn in and apex. Use the tarmac there to extend the tarmac across to the left and let the car run out to the right again. And here we go again, heading for turn three, which can be quite fast. So on the brakes again, late, not that late a turn in, heading for the tree, look for the join of the two pieces of tarmac, turn in there, and a late apex here, very late, all the way down the end of the curbing and all the way down to the curbing on the left hand side. It's starting to rain a bit on us here now. The wipers triggered automatically and hit the camera mount. So we're going to take a slow down lap here and let things cool down a bit, which is a good idea. You don't want to go into the pits with a piping hot brakes and tires. Give them a chance to cool down before you head in. Again, you can see at the 50-meter mark here, we turn in and let the car use all the track out to the outside, right to the curbing at the very end. And coming down to this little crest is known as Daly's Drift. Just over that, and you'd be looking for your braking point fairly early because it's downhill. 7A and 7B can be very tricky. If you can get them in one sweep with a steady steering wheel angle, you're doing exceptionally well. It's a very hard thing to achieve. And through the S's again, I don't do it here, but it will be a much later turn in than that, and hugging the right hand side with a short shift up here for me, and then out to the far side. Some people take a tighter line on this depending on the type of car that you're in, as there's no speed to be gained by staying out to the far side. Gives you an easier exit though and opens it all up. Right, I'm heading for the pits, so at this point in time I'd have the right hand indicator in and I would steer right here, checking to see in case there's more traffic coming behind, and slowing right down, take the pit entry lane here on the right hand side and head in. There is a speed limit here of 60k, but on track days I'd recommend you're running a lot slower than that. That's for race days. So slow it right down in the pits here. Be careful, there'll be usually people on the pit wall there watching.